Hey everybody, what's crack-a-lackin'? Guys, if you could go ahead and give me a 5 for 5 in there and we will get this thing kind of going, if you know what I'm screaming. Uh, so yeah, if you could, that would be much appreciated. But yeah, we got this, this is Noah satellite. This is GOES 19, and we got an object here that's picked up, and it's doing some crazy movements, and we will definitely go over that. Okay, somebody give me a 5 for 5 too, just to make sure that we're good, if you would please. I had a little bit of technical difficulties here getting this thing going, but we had a blast off the back of the sun. We'll take a look at that. Here is a picture of the sun at 304 angstrom. And what we're seeing here, we got a big, large filament. We'll go over that. This is our magnetopause. It shows the solar wind and stuff hitting our magnetic field. We'll go over that. Has some crazy, earthquake stuff. We had volcanoes going off. The solar eclipse was yesterday. And guys, I'm sorry I wasn't here, but I'm getting ready to show you why. Okay? Check this out. This is something I never thought I would ever see in my entire life. You never expect to be at ground zero during a massive flood, and that is exactly where I'm at. There are towns around me that are completely underwater, and we will be going over some of these pics. Okay, and that's a football field. We'll go over that in a minute. Okay. But yeah, it's really bad. I just talked to somebody that lost their house, and they didn't have insurance. So we'll be going over that stuff, and yeah. So if you could, hang in there with me, and I'll run my intro, and we'll get this thing going. Okay, guys, we're going to start right here with this. Yeah, check this out. Watch this. Watch what it does. This is GOES 19. This is a Noah satellite. It's in low Earth orbit, but this one here actually orbits the Earth vertically from pole to pole, if I'm correct on that. And this is not me stopping this and slowing it down. Okay? So what are we seeing right there? Right? And I'm doing it this way for a reason. We have absolutely nothing to worry about this thing. Okay? That is our moon. All right? It is simply because the way that the orbital mechanics work with this satellite, and we have eclipse season here. Hey, thanks, bud. Anna, thank you, Anna. I appreciate you. So cool. Yeah, yeah. Well, thank you. Thank you so much. That's very cool. Thank you. I seriously, thank you so much for that. But yeah, and I'll stop and say thanks again too. I'm gonna get through this weather real quick, and I definitely will be stopping and saying, talking to you guys. I just want to make sure that I get through this real quick. I get distracted easy, Anna. I think you know that. But thank you so much. And I'll thank you again here in a minute. So, guys, this is our moon. This is something very normal, and I'm doing it this way because I want people to, I want to draw attention to this so people don't get scared. Okay? And that's exactly what they do, and it would scare you if you didn't know how these satellites orbit. It just so happens that our moon was in that position. Look what it does. It stops. Looks as though it moves back. Then it goes underneath. The moon is moving, but to this satellite, the moon is essentially standing still. Oh no, I love you back for sure. Um, so the satellite is actually what's moving here. Okay, so I just want to make sure you guys know that, because this satellite, we haven't been using the coronagraph on this for very long. This is a pretty new satellite. We used to use GOES 16, then it switched to GOES 18. Now we're using GOES 19 for the official NOAA forecasting. We'll see CMEs just like on any other coronagraph. But this one actually happens to pick up the moon really well. And if you were really like questioning what this is, you can stop it in this position and you can see the features of our moon. Okay, I'm not going to like zoom into that, take a screenshot of that and do it if you want, but that is our moon. Okay, so I just want to make sure that that is, yeah. So now I wanted to go over that real quick first. We'll get back into some space weather here in a minute, but I do want to go over this flood stuff real quick because it's important. Okay, I never thought in my life I'd be at ground zero on something like this. Guys, I have to tell you that the night before this happened, we were getting thunderstorms then, but my internet and stuff was really choppy. That's why I didn't go live on Tuesday. It was I mean, it was, our power was, it's one of those things where your power would like almost go completely off and then not, and it was just enough to reset your clocks and stuff like that. Very annoying. But but I want to say this too, and I got to give credit where credit's due here. They forecasted this pretty well. And let me tell you why. Because I was sitting on the couch, oh gosh, it was this past weekend. My wife said, hey, check this out. And she showed me a map, and it was kind of this direction, and it was like a 5-day outlook of rain. And it was in this corridor, and they nailed it. They freaking nailed it. And you know, when you're talking about, I mean, they were saying like massive rain 5 days ago. They didn't think it was going to be like this, obviously, because I don't know that you can actually forecast something like this unless you're like on the coast somewhere with a hurricane. And even then it gets kind of convoluted. But these totals here, I'm in Wayne County, right? So what I'm saying here is you got 7.23 inches of rain. Now, I know to a lot of you guys that probably doesn't seem like a whole lot. That's a lot of rain on it itself. But this is Tuesday 8 a.m. to Wednesday 8 a.m. We got like massive amounts of rain from Wednesday 8 a.m. forward. These are official totals. So tomorrow I'll be able to show you what those totals are. And you can get some preliminary reports from like watching news stations and stuff. And I won't show that here because, you know, you can't show news networks and stuff. You just can't do it. But we were seeing 12, 14 inches of rain. Double this. Okay? So what can that cause? Look at this. Okay? Now, that doesn't look so bad on itself, right? This is a hotel. And I think it's it's the hotel. And yeah, I mean, when it rains real hard, yeah, you can see it's in somebody's yard. Okay, yeah, whatever, right? Well, then you start going down here and you start seeing this. This isn't just somebody's yard. This is up on their porch now. This is like dangerously close to going in their house. Then you see this. Okay? The video of this, which I'm not going to show, just so I don't want to like focus in on somebody's bad luck. You know what I mean? But this water was like river rapid. You could kind of see it here and kind of here where it's hitting the bottom of the picket fence. And these are all local. These are local where I'm at. Okay, just so you know. Check this out. This is a hardware store just to the west of where I'm at. Okay, and this isn't the worst of it. Look at this. There's a town called Hagerstown. There's a town called Cambridge, Connorsville. These places got slammed. Okay, I just talked to somebody that they lost their house and they had just switched over to a new insurance company, and their insurance company hadn't offered flood insurance yet. She is completely screwed. It's just disheartening, guys. I never thought I would see this with my own eyes where I'm living, and I think a lot of people would say that. Because, you know, we always see these hurricanes and then we'll see like floods somewhere in the Midwest, but they never hit home until they hit home. And that's exactly what's happening. For me, anyway. Check out this car wash. Guys, that's the header of a garage door. That's an electrical box. Those are vacuum pumps. I mean, come on now. Look at this. I mean, we had active rescues like it was a hurricane. And our weather radio just kept going off and kept going off and kept going off. It was bad. I mean, it truly was. It was really bad. Now, check out this. This is the Hagerstown High School football field. Guys, that's the goalpost. I mean, what in the world? That's right. See, here, think. Yeah, I mean, and I do think it's important to keep our sense of humor, even when we're having stuff like this, because that's the only thing that's going to keep a lot of people from just losing it. You know what I mean? Like just completely losing themselves. And I'm not saying we laugh at people or laugh at anything, but we've got to be, just, hey, check this out, and be serious, but also have enough there to be able to really back up and put the whole thing in perspective. And if you haven't lost your life, you can still get everything you lost back. And I think that when stuff like this happens, it definitely hits home. Definitely hits home. Well, thank you, Cajun Red. Appreciate you. I'll give you a proper thanks here in just a minute, okay? So, I mean, where do your the fire department there, Trish? Where do they work at? Which town, city, or you don't have to give me that if you don't want to. I just seen that. But check this out. This is a road, believe it or not, called Waterfall Road. You guys see these guardrails? Up underneath here, this is a river that runs underneath, and the water is typically between 8 and 9 feet below this. So obviously, there's a park right here. There's a lake. So I mean, yes, this is a flood-prone area, but not like this. And I-70. Most people know what I-70 is. It completely washed away part of I-70. Like the road itself. Gone. And it's, I mean, these were active rescues. This just kept happening yesterday. And it kept raining and kept raining and kept raining to the point where all you could do was pray for people. And I live in town, so I mean, I'm not like, I live at the bottom of like the direction of 3 different hills, and we could have a light rainstorm and it'll flood out in front of my house, right? Because the storm drain plugs. The way the city's got it set up, they even had us on a list for a while where if they thought it was going to rain, they would send the street department out to clean out the drain before it rained. But like almost a little bit over a week ago, we got a real hard rain. And I was telling my I might have even mentioned it here. My garage is about 4 feet off of the street, up. It almost got in there. Oh, really? Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I think that the people are going to get help, right? And like I said, just where I'm at, I haven't been like hit with a flood. Right here where I'm sitting, right, my house, I got lucky. Just to be honest with you, if this core rain had moved over, maybe one county, like right in here, East Central, complete East Central, kind of close to the state line, it could have been a different story for me. Like bad. Well, I guess we could use this one. It's better. And I'm using the National Weather Service because we're allowed to, okay? I know that there's better weather apps and things like that out there, but I just want to make sure that you guys are getting this and getting the picture of what I'm trying to say here. Don't ever take it for granted. Plus, we had the solar eclipse yesterday, guys. And right after the solar eclipse, there was a volcano that erupted, which is not out of the ordinary after an eclipse. I have to make sure that you guys understand that. When we get eclipses like that, um, oftentimes we get big earthquakes, or I'm just going to call it seismic activity, because that's what a volcano is. That's seismic activity. Okay. I seen IG in here, Isaiah's granny in here a minute ago. She might still be hanging out. Not sure. But yeah, I just want to make sure that you guys are seeing what I'm seeing and getting a full picture of what's happening, because this is not good. And I'm looking out my window right now. It's 7 o'clock Eastern, and it's completely dark out there because I think it's getting ready to start to rain again. And this is a problem, because they're talking about some more rain tonight and maybe even tomorrow. They put my wife and my daughter's job and my son, they shut factories down. I worked at the same factory for over 20 years. Not one time did they shut our factory down for rain. Okay? And we had a massive rain about 25 years ago, right after a snowstorm, where there was 1.5 feet of snow still on the ground. It was in January, and then it just like dumped buckets of rain on top of it. Everything melted all at once. It flooded everywhere. But it still was not this bad. And the location of these, if you were to dig into this, you're going to find that there's a lot of creeks, a lot of rivers down through here. Okay, and I think that this is probably why a lot of the stuff happened. And I mentioned Hagerstown. Trying to find the football field again. Right here. They are kind of lower. And this is just to my west. This town here is just to my west, maybe a little northwest. But it's just really crazy. Hey Heidi, thank you. Appreciate you. Faux show. Thank you. And again, guys, I will stop and say thanks properly here in a minute. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. But, guys, what can we do in these situations? Whatever you do, right? Pray, send good thoughts. Whatever you do it. Take some time out, just for 5 or 6 minutes. You'll be surprised how much that helps. I know some people don't think that works, but if you just spend 5 minutes and it doesn't work, are you really out anything? But what if you spent 5 minutes and did it, and it did help? You might not know it ever helped, but maybe it did. What's 5 minutes? You know what I mean? Even 2 minutes. Just stop and say whatever you're going to say. And that's just kind of how I look at it. And I think that's important in times like these. I truly do. It causes us to. It's amazing how people just rally around your community. You can see a lot of these pictures from this same angle. That's that hardware store. I think the car wash is here. So a lot of these are from the same angle right here. But it's pictures like this that just makes you sick. I mean, that's a truck. Okay? That's a truck. So you're talking at least 5 foot of water right there. I mean, it's just nuts. I don't know how else to say it. And I don't like reporting on this stuff, even when it's not in my community. You know what I mean? Yeah, John, it is, isn't it, bud? It truly is. And like I said, guys, please don't feel like sorry for me or anything like that. I'll take all the prayers I can get, right? I mean, that's just how I do things. But this stuff, this stuff like this is just to my west. I mean, we were blessed that this thing just didn't shift just a little bit. We got a big river that is called the Whitewater River that runs down through the middle of our town, right? And it's like 20 feet below, like, our bridge. And we have like 3 bridges that help. It might be 4 that gets us through town, right? And they're fairly new bridges, because one of them, my dad was actually driving down the bridge one day, and he felt his car go like kind of dip to the back a little bit, and he just kept moving. and a chunk of the bridge just completely fell out of the bottom. It made the paper and everything. It was crazy. But we got new bridges and stuff after that. But it's just, I hate this. And then I talked to somebody today that was in my group, and she lost everything. And it made me sick. I mean, she's a good person. She has kids. She takes care of her mom. And again, I'm not giving names or anything because I won't do that. But she lost her brother about, it was like a year ago, maybe a little bit more. She was on her way to work when they issued the evacuation orders, right? Where she lives. So she turned around, went home, and she said there wasn't nothing on the ground when she got to her house. Within 45 minutes, it was at her doorstep, getting ready to come into her house. So she was getting that stuff, and she was getting what she could and leaving. And I asked her, I said, did you lose like something you can't replace? Did you get a lot of the personal stuff? And she just about broke down because she had saved some of her brother's hair. And she lost it. It's gone. It's stuff like that that just makes you sick. Because she can't get that back. It ain't like it's a car or a house. You know, she wasn't even worried about her house. The first thing she said was, I lost my brother's hair. And, you know, however you guys feel about that, you think it's strange somebody keeps hair, what, it doesn't matter. It was important to her. That was part of her brother. And it's gone. It's just gone. And I'm sure that is not the only story. Okay? I mean, we were talking to her, and I was about to break down. I mean, it was hard to listen to. It was bad. You know, especially when you know that somebody's really doing good, and you know, I mean, she was a single mom, and she was going to work to support her family. She just got a promotion, and then this happens, and then she doesn't have insurance for her house because she was still looking because her insurance dropped flood protection. And it's just, you know, and I know there's avenues she can take to get help or whatever, and she is at somebody else's house right now. She got a place to sleep and all that. But again, guys, I mean, it's really bad. You know, when you see stuff like that, and, you know, the football field one really got me. Okay? I mean, this is just bad. I have never heard them issue a particularly dangerous storm. I've never heard them do that but one other time for a flood. They call it a PDS storm. Like sometimes they'll do it for like massive tornadoes that are on the ground. Or like we had a derecho 2 or 3 days ago. Jammer was in that. And they issued PDS for that too. Because you were getting 100-mile-an-hour straight line winds. So they issued those PDS severe thunderstorm warnings. And what do you get? Right? That's what you get. You expect to hear that from severe thunderstorms, not floods. So when they say PDS with floods, this is what they're talking about. So anybody else out there that hears that in their area next time, please act on it. You don't want to lose your life over something like this. That's something else that she had said. She said, yeah, you know, I lost my brother's hair. She was really upset about it. She said, but me and my kids are still alive. And, you know, you can't ask for a better perspective. And there's nothing you can say to those guys, but hey, we're going to pray for you and we're here for you if you need something. Because they're the ones that have to work through that in their minds, and that's what we got to do. We got to help each other with that. But, you know, and again, I know I'm pretty passionate about it because this is my area, right? I live here. And this has never happened. I don't remember anything like this, ever close to this. I'm sure it's happened like 100 years ago or something. Our town, actually, our downtown blew up. It made national news back in the, was it 60s? Yeah, I believe it was 60s. Can't remember. But we had a gun shop downtown, and there was some sort of leak or whatever, and there was all kinds. Back then, they could keep gunpowder and stuff there. but I think they were doing some stuff they weren't supposed to, and it blew up, like completely destroyed our downtown. My mom and dad there was a family friend in the salon next door to the gun shop, and they identified her by a piece of clothing. So they seen the explosion from Indianapolis, 100 miles away. I mean, it was completely. Just look it up, you'll see it. I mean, there was the 50-year anniversary of that wasn't too long ago, but there's actually a video on YouTube about it. You guys should check that out. But that's the last massive bad thing that's ever happened in this town. Very seldom do we get, like, you'll see it like a thunderstorm come, and when it gets to where I'm at, you can literally watch it on radar. It'll split and go around us. And there's a reason for that. It's the geography. We have a river here, like I said, and we're in a valley. And because of that geography, it actually will. It'll make the storm kind of split, and it kind of almost deflects things. It's crazy how it works. But yeah, anyway, I just want to make sure you guys had a good idea about this, and I definitely was going to report on this, especially because I couldn't live stream yesterday. I just wanted to make sure you guys seen what was actually happening here. And the more awareness, maybe, I'm sure Ryan Hall's on this. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there trying to help. Red Cross, whatever you guys can do to help, help them if you can. Just go to those places, and I'm not asking for it, so don't think that I don't need it. My house is fine. So that's, yeah. Okay, so let's go back to this, and again, guys, I just want to make sure you guys understand that's the moon. Okay, we had a CME blow off the backside. And again, I'm not going to just dive into the space weather too much here today, but I want to make sure you guys see what's actually happening right now. Also, the sun is, the activity is pretty low. There aren't very many flares happening, which is something to say because we do have quite a few sunspots. So I don't know, they're not very unstable. That's why. Okay, now I will say this. Let me go over here to this again and take you down here. The blues and reds, when they start intermixing, right, that's when you got to look. And this right here is the equator of the sun. You see how close these sunspots are getting to that? Once those start crossing over from the north and the south, it's going to do the polarity flip, and it's going to start our new sun cycle. We're starting to get close to that. Okay, so, and I'll keep you guys updated on it. Oh, by the way, I'm feeling a lot better. You guys can probably hear it in my voice. I'm still having breathing problems, but for all the prayers you guys gave me for that, I appreciate it. But yeah, so let me, yes, Dr. Tony Phillips is even saying low activity here. So I just, yeah. And there was the solar eclipse. So I'm not going to stick on these photos too much. You guys can go check them out over here if you want. I'm sure you guys were already watching that. Sorry about that, guys. I didn't mean to cough in the mic. Apologize. Hey, Jeremy, what's up? So, yeah. All right. I do want to point out that we have to keep an eye. You see this dark rope-like thing? That's a magnetic filament laying in the atmosphere of the sun, the corona. We have a sunspot right here. If this thing was to flare pretty decent like and destabilize this, you can even chase it all the way. Like, see how big that is? It can destabilize and eject out. And if it ejects out on this side of the sun, it has a good chance of hitting Earth. That would probably be a pretty decent sized solar storm if that happened. But also, I want you guys to look at this. You see this down here? I don't think I can zoom in much more. I'll pull it up in the middle here. But it's right here. Okay, you see all that? Those are highly charged particles traveling on magnetic connections on the sun. That's how things move. So when you see like what we call a solar vortex, it's not wind in the sense of low and high pressure moving air. It's actually driven by magnetics. The magnetic connection lines and the magnetic lines that the particles are showing up on are actually taking the shape of a cyclone or a tornado, whatever you want to call it, a vortex. Okay, but you guys can see. I mean, look at this. Now, I also want to show you, and this one here is actually starting to flare. That's the only reason why I mentioned it. You can see it starting to crackle. When that happens, and then we take a look at the magnetics here, yeah, I think it has a chance of flaring. Now, the chance isn't like extremely high to give us a big one, but I also want to point out, this is the 211 angstrom of light. It's the same satellites from our view. The corona is opened up right there. It's exposing the surface of the sun. Check this out. Look at this. Watch this thing grow. Okay, first off, you got the parallax effect happening over here. Things appear smaller than what they are on the side of a sphere. When you're looking at a sphere straight on, like we are here. So this is actually bigger probably than what it's showing. Plus, it's growing. So if this thing gets to here and is big, it could give us some, fast solar wind, and here we go with another geomagnetic storm. I also have to say, I wanted to point this out too. We were supposed to be getting on the 12th. Remember we were talking about the solar storm? Well, that was a swing and a miss. It didn't hit. It hit, but it didn't hit like you would. It didn't give us any kind of geomagnetic storming. What I'll do here, I want to take us over to the. Let's go to the HP here. Okay. Shout out to my Aussies out there, by the way. If you guys want to give me a roll call, we'll take a look at that. HP. Yeah, it's not going back far enough. We could go look at some history here, but just you guys can go look at the history on this if you want. But maybe it'll let me change it here. Well, I can't read that. Let's put it in English. This is a German website, by the way, guys. Nope, not going to let me do it. Okay, but anyway, we had a little uptick here, so we could take a look at that real quick. Where is it? It's right here. This is speed of the solar wind hitting our magnetic field. It's nothing strange here. This is our bow shock. I'm showing you that we're actually taking a little bit of a hit right now. It could be just a glancing blow, or maybe the CME that was supposed to hit us yesterday is just here now, and it got here slow. I don't know. So, yeah. IG, Mojave Desert. Southeast Pennsylvania, Jennifer, what's up? Oklahoma, Cajun Red, good to see you. Eastern Washington, baby. Love it. Love it, Jeremy. Bothell, Washington. Elgin, Illinois. There you go. What's up, Jen? Hey, what's going on? That's Jen Miller, right? Jay Miller. Hey, here he is. What's up, Papa? What's going on? ADV 4805. That's right. Good to see you. Did you get my email? I think I emailed you. What's up, John? Yeah, I'm glad to be here. I really am. I want to build the channel back to where it was at, and we can really do some good things here. Cleveland, Ohio, baby. That's right. Remember the Drew Carey show? I'm sure you do if you live there. Cleveland rocks. Anyway, so this is pressure. Everybody understands pressure. Nothing big is happening solar-wise at this second, other than we can expect things to start happening. So yeah. There you go, D. Griffith. That's right. That's my boy from down under. Hey Jan, what's up? Connecticut, West Point. That's right, info. What's happening? The Steady. What's up, Iowa? Yep, me too. Hey, Trish. Good to see you. Say hi to the hubby. He might be watching. If he's watching, hi, hubby. Nevada, baby. I love it. I love it. In honor of D. Griffin, go check out his channel too. He's doing some content over there. Guys, YouTube changed their terms of service starting in February of 2007. Anybody that has 2027, anybody that has a YouTube channel and they're trying to get monetized, they've doubled the requirements. So unless you get monetized before February, in February those requirements get doubled. So instead of only needing 4,000 watch hours, you're going to need 8. So you better do all you can do to get those 4,000 watch hours. You still have to have 1,000 subs. Now the short channels are the ones that are getting hit. Hey Dennis, hey John, Southeast Texas. That's right. St. Louis, baby. That's right. Angel's Wings in Wisconsin, baby. Heck yeah. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. That's all right, bud. I know what you were doing. See, he's out passing food out, guys. He's helping people. That's what Jamber does. He's an awesome dude. Thanks, brother. Appreciate you being here, man. Anonymous. Well, I told D Griffith I would do something here real quick. So what I'm going to do, in honor of him, I'm going to show you guys this MagnetoPause model, the Australian version. Yes, they have their own stuff too. Anyway, this is their model, and believe it or not, I like it better. It's so simple, it's great. I'm serious when I say that too. Let's see, that's 12. Let's go back. No data for the 12th? Guys, I've been seeing some weird stuff. Here's the 13th. We're not getting a whole lot of complete data. And I don't want to blame it on like the I mean, look at that. It stops at like 1300. It doesn't even go any further. We're well past that. We're almost to the 14th. And I noticed it over here too. And I'm not saying there's anything nefarious going on. I'm just saying there might be something happening here. Right. Well, I put this over top of the Lasco C2 that I had there. Let's see this. I went to load this, and I decided not to show it because look, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 20 images. That's it. That's all I had. See it jumping? That's all we got. And I thought, well, maybe it's on a different website. But all of the websites are having the same missing data. What that means is that it's the satellite or the server that's producing the data to put out to everybody. So I would just say that. And again, this is a coronagraph. This is a satellite. This is I'm not sure where the data is collected from this. You guys can read this and say, okay, it's geostationary satellites. Okay? These satellites stay over the same part of Earth at all times. So in other words, they're orbiting Earth at the same speed that we rotate. And these satellites are collecting the data for this. So it makes me wonder if we might have had some stuff geomagnetically or something that's been messing with stuff. I don't have anything to show you if it did, but that is what it is. Hey, Sage Pup. All right, so let me show you these flood pictures one more time, okay? And as I'm saying thanks to everybody, okay, check these out. I mean, these are just horrible. And all I can do is ask you guys to pray for people. And this is the one that really got me. You know, I mean, you're looking at bathroom doors there. You're looking at goalposts that are almost, you know, it's another 2 foot. This thing would be underwater. And again, I don't want people to misunderstand either. This is probably sitting in a bowl. Okay, most floods that happen really bad are in that kind of geography, right? Topographical geography here that is just that way. So, yeah. Just keep your eyes to the skies, guys. And I just wanted to make sure I got out here, got back to you. Thank you guys for the super chats. I do want to say thanks to you guys again, real quick. Man, see, my internet connection is really bad right now. Wow. Okay. Let's just go to a different pic here. Let's take you guys back over to this and let you guys watch this. See how this thing just kind of does a figure 8? That's the moon. Remember that, guys. And if somebody tells you that it's not, ask them what it is and have them show you their information. You can actually see the features of our moon, guys. It stays the same features pointed right at this thing too. It's not like the moon's rotating. So it tells you that the moon is almost stationary from the perspective of the satellite. The satellite's what's actually moving. Okay. Let me go up here. 1, 2. Okay. Thank you, Heidi. Thank you, Anna. Thank you, Cajun. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. And was there any other super chats there? I'm trying to see. I can't see. There we go. Hold on. I think I got it now. Yeah, Anna, Cajun Red, Heidi. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And everybody else, thank you also. I'll flash these guys up here one more time. There's Anna's. Thank you, Anna. Appreciate you. Cajun Red, thank you so much. Heidi, thank you. Guys, you guys mean so much. I mean, you guys, you know, you don't have, you probably understand how much it, you know, it makes a difference for me and my family when you guys do stuff like this, because it truly does. And my wife says thank you too. So does my daughter and son that still live here at home. They always say, hey, just tell them thanks, because they understand that you guys don't have to do any of that. But anybody doing channels right now, please do yourself a favor and do the best you can to get monetized before next February. Short channels have to have, get this, 20 million views in 90 days to get monetized. That's a lot. Distant Bell, what's up? Hey, Jan. But guys, please check back tomorrow. I will be here tomorrow. You know, God willing. I don't think we're going to get too much more rain. I mean, they're talking about more floods where the floods already are. They're also waiting for some of the rivers to crest. So, thanks, D. Griffith. I appreciate you. And it is raining again. My God. Man. I like rain too. You know what I mean? Your son's still home? Was he from the service maybe? I don't know. Hey, Tin Top, what's up? You need to email me, bud. I owe you a deck of cards, remember? We're going to have a membership drive sometime in a week or so. And I got some pretty cool stuff planned for that. Not this weekend. I might do a on-the-fly members only this weekend. But if not, I definitely will be doing one the following. I'm going to do at least one every other week. And hopefully, my goal is to do one, like 3 a month. Sometimes 4. I want to, you know, I just want to build the community back to where it was at. And I know that most of you guys, some of you guys didn't even know I was back doing live streams. And that's my fault. You know, but I've been in here in this room with the curtains closed, man, for probably 3 hours. So I don't know. I haven't even looked, to be honest. But yeah. Oh, haven't left the net. Okay. Hey, latch on to him. Hold on to him as long as you can. My oldest, man, the second he turned 18, he was out. And I can't really even say anything because I moved out when I was 17. So, yeah. Anyway, and I'm still married to the same awesome, beautiful woman I was when I left the house when I was 17. And wouldn't change it for the world, guys. She is absolutely who God intended for me. And I can't tell her enough how much I love her. Like, my kids are awesome. They show me stuff every day that I could never teach them. And I like to think I might have had a little something to do with it by just them watching what I do, you know. Always remember that. Your kids learn more from your actions more than your words. So the loudest you can talk to them is by walking away sometimes. So just remember that. All right, guys. So just know I love all you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Once again, guys, thank you for the super chats, and hopefully you guys like this. Please share this out. Hey, there's a hype function too. If you guys are going to hype any video, please hype this one. I wish I could show it to you. I might be able to. Let's see. Oh, maybe. No, it won't let me do it to the video till I stop the live stream. Okay, so if you come back here, it'll be on this line, I think, and it'll ask you if you want to hype the video. And you can hype, I think, 3 a week. You know, I think that the floods is pretty important for people to see. So if you guys want to hype this video, that would be great. Not only would it, you know, help me. What the heck is this thing doing? What is happening? Man, wouldn't let me get off of that at all. Okay, there it goes. So yeah, but anyway, we're right here where I'm living. This is low. So I know for a fact where I live, we got 11 inches of rain at least, and probably more. No hype off. Yeah, you won't see it until after I shut the live stream down. It's really geared towards like a video, but if you come back, you can hype it after that. So, all right, guys, love y'all, and thank you all for just hanging with me as long as you have. Please consider being a member. I forgot to even say that. I'm not going to dwell on that stuff anymore. I caught myself saying it way too much, and it wasn't on purpose. It was just my squirrel mind. So I'm consciously only wanting to mention that once, maybe twice a stream. But we have a good time in the members only. If you guys want to be a member, please do. You know, we had a really good one the other day. I haven't seen Callie either. I hope she's okay. I know her husband had heart surgery, so pray for her too. I haven't seen her in the past couple of live streams. Last time I seen her was in the members only stream. So I hope her and her husband are okay. But all right, guys, let's end on this picture, okay? God bless. Yahusha saves. And as always, you can drink this Kool-Aid.